we're just, it's Sunday morning. I was still sipping coffee, sitting here kind of just in that Sunday morning daze. We hear the door open. And neither one of us was the slightest bit alarmed. It's roughly time for mom and dad to be getting back from church. You know, and we hear the footsteps meandering around in there. And this is what I said was probably one of the creepier images I remember, is that I mean, like at the time it was just a minor shock, like Vito, but now it's just like creepy. It's like it haunts me. But he just kind of like, hey guys, what's up?
It's been several days since Ryan Champion had run across the street from his parents' house to his aunt's. He is the lone survivor of an attack, a deadly home invasion that has taken the life of his father, his mother, and his sister. Ryan claims that he would have also been a victim had he not had the perfect opportunity to wrestle away the weapon from the gunman and shoot him prior to leaving the residence. The police find this story to be highly suspicious, so after they process the crime scene and remove all of the deceased, they would clean up the blood and ask Ryan to join them for an on-site reenactment. And so Ryan would do just that, meeting with the police to walk them through the entire horrifying ordeal. So let me tell you a little bit about this case, a little quick background for you. Okay, so I got the footage for this case, and I got the formal interrogation footage for the case, as well as this walkthrough, the walkthrough of the crime scene. And I was like, I don't care about that. And so I just jumped into the interrogation footage, and it's good. I mean, the interrogation footage is really good. I can't wait to show that to you guys. But I started watching interrogation footage, and they kept referring back to the walkthrough, and they kept saying, "Oh yeah, but back in the walkthrough, you said this," and and then you showed us this in the walkthrough, and I was like, huh. So I went back and started watching the walkthrough, and I was like, wait a second here. I got to show you guys this walkthrough, man. Now, it's only for real true crime fans, because not everyone has the attention span to be able to pay attention to detail and to be able to enjoy something like that. You have to understand, Ryan is being looked at with a suspicious eye. You know, he's like, hey, man, why are you the only one left alive in this house? And so Ryan's acting a little funny. He's acting a little weird. And so, yeah, it kind of drags out a little bit, just a little bit. But if you listen to it, episode 2 will be amazing to you after you gain all the knowledge from this episode right here. So hang in there. Trust me, watch the whole thing, and you will find that episode 2 will be amazing.
Okay. We're on.
Now.
Yeah, it's on.
Today's date, October 29th, 2014. Time is 13:11 hours at the Champion residence. Ryan Champion is present for a walkthrough at the residence. Reference case 140904.
140904.
Okay. Good. Just do what you did that day, and just you could tell me what you're doing.
Okay. Well, the biggest thing is that do I need to do any of the backstory or anything, or just
You want to take
physical
your
motions?
glasses off?
Like the backstory, or just the physical
Just
actions?
tell me what's happening.
Okay. All right. I'd come in that morning. I was conveniently late to miss being asked to go to church, and Emily had conveniently slept in. You know, I came in with a gun. I had a talk with her. I was like, "Do you understand? You know that?"
No, you came in with a gun?
Yes. No.
In from where?
And from outside, the gun was in my truck. It was Dad's gun. I had it. It was the gun that I used when I went anywhere for work. Whenever I went off for Louisiana or Texas or Colorado, anywhere where I was going to be in a motel with my tools, I always took it with me.
Okay, I must misunderstood you because in the interview you said you went downstairs and got the gun off a shelf.
Oh no, I said he kept it. Well, that's where he kept it and all of his guns. So when I didn't have it, that's where it was. But on this particular day, it had actually been up at Mary's place on a shelf for a
Okay,
while.
well there's the gun.
Yes.
Just start from there. Tell us where you exactly put it.
All right.
So this is now, Ryan, I'll show you. This is an airsoft gun. All right, can't hurt you. It's got magazines that drop just like a real gun. Okay. It has a slide that racks back. It'll even lock back. All right. They'll lock back. Everything's the same, generally, as any other.
Okay.
Now was it in a case?
Yes, it was in a case. Had 2 magazines in it. So
Where was
I
it?
guess I should just mime the case, or
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll tell you what. Let's do this.
The case was closed, right?
Actually, the case was open because I was
Case was
showing
open?
it to her.
What,
Yeah.
Was it? Where was it?
This is where we put basically everything. This is kind of like the hub of the house. This is, like if you got to leave a note for somebody that's not here, you do a little sticky
Yeah.
and you slap it down. If you're leaving something for somebody that they have to pick up later, you set it right here. You can see it from down the hall and
I
everything.
think this used to be right here.
Exactly. You got the fruit basket and everybody puts stuff in there.
It's a little bit bigger than the gun case, but it's the general size. So where did you put the gun case?
Right here.
Okay, and the gun was inside it,
Correct.
and it was open or shut.
It was open.
Okay. How were the magazines with the gun?
It's a foam case.
Uh huh.
And basically, it was just, let's see, in parts.
Okay. What about? Is there one recharge in the weapon?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Did you normally carry it with one in the chamber?
No. I mean, I've never been that much of a gun person myself. I owned one at one time, and then I got in rough straits and I pawned it. And
So this is where you were putting it, right?
Right. And
Okay.
the reason I wanted, the reason that I took that gun, and the reason that I brought it for Emily is because it was easy. Dad's got guns all over the house. He's got shotguns. He's got pistols.
Yeah.
At any given time, there's always 3 guns around here, but they're all complicated in their way. One's a shotgun, a double-barreled shotgun. The other is a single shot pistol. I think it's a 357 or a. I think it's a 357,
But
but it's a single shot.
misunderstood you, I guess. I can go back and listen, but
Okay.
you said you came in, went down and grabbed it off a shelf, then came up here and put it on the thing. But you said you got it out of your truck,
Right.
then brought it in, put it there.
Correct. Yes. Sorry.
Okay, what do you do next?
All right. Emily was in the living room initially, and I brought her in here. I was like showing it to her. I was like, well, first I had a little talk with her. I was like, do you understand that this guy who doesn't live around here came by the other night? Did I tell you that part of the story?
Yes.
Okay, that he came by the other night, and Mom and Dad's reaction to it was, well, that's just rude. You shouldn't be standing around in people's fields at 9 o'clock. And that bothered me, that they didn't see the danger in that Mom was just offended that somebody would be rude.
I didn't have a chance. Did you know that guy? I didn't even talk to you about
Yes.
that. You did? Okay.
Yes.
How many times did you meet him?
So the guy that Chris mentioned was in the field in his family's yard is the guy who eventually broke into the home. And as you just heard, they asked Chris if he knows him, and he said yes.
A handful. He was an acquaintance of one of my older friends who lived in Hopkinsville, and that's how I initially met him.
And that's Ann Plot?
Ann Plotkin and her daughter Corey.
Because I asked you that day, you said you only met him on Thursday, and that was it. And once before at her house, Ann Plotkin's house.
Well, Thursday is where the story kind of started.
Okay.
A
Did you hang out with him much at all prior to Thursday?
little bit here and there, but just in passing, not
Yeah.
like specifically.
Like passing. What do you mean by passing?
Well, when I went to visit Ann at her new house, he came in as Corey's friend.
Right.
So
And Corey's 18, or it's her daughter, right?
Mhm.
Right.
she's 18 years old, and in that context, I didn't pay much attention to him. You know, Corey had, I think there was a total of like 3 different people that I remember coming in and out as being part of her friends. So I never engaged him. I think, you know, I mean, I'd say hi to people, but you know, basically he was just her friend. And then it got brought up that he was out of work, you know, that he was looking for work, and you know, he was a little bit awkward, but nice guy, single dad, needed to take care of his kid. And I mean, I get presented with people like that all the time. You know, hey man, my cousin's out of work, you know, or I used to use tools or something. Can you put me to work? And I just initially that happened.
Well, did you hang out with him at all?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
Like doing what?
once he said that he was looking for work. Once he said he was looking for work, I just kind of filled him out and, you know, was trying to see if he had anything, any kind of experience or anything. He said he could weld really good. And that was pretty much it. Just, you know, welding. And I was like, well, I don't do any welding, but you know, I'll have to show you the tools and trade and everything.
Sure.
But I mean, it wasn't anything abnormal. I mean, the people I hire usually don't know anything anyway, and I kind of prefer it that way because I can teach them. You know, you get these guys that say they've done it forever and they've got their own way and they mess up your tools.
Well, at Ann's house, do you hang out there and drink beer with him or something? Or
No, I initially met Ann years and years ago as a friend of one of my girlfriends at the time. And years and years later, well, I mean, I guess just recently, she got unmarried, moved out, you know, was struggling with things. She didn't have a coffee maker. She didn't have a very decent bed. I got her a new bed.
well, this Speedo guy, how many days did he work for you?
None.
No.
None.
Well, you didn't hang out at the house and party with him or nothing like that?
No. I mean, I was there at the house sometimes, but not.
But was that the extent of your hanging out with him?
Yeah, pretty
Seen
much.
him?
I mean
What
that,
was-
and there was one time that he asked me about Corey. He was, I don't know. He was. She's married, but he wanted to date her and didn't know that she was married. And then when he found out she was married, and he talked to me about it, it's like, you know,
Not much else other than that?
yeah, that was it. As far as me and his interaction.
Okay.
Okay, so we put the gun down, you grabbed your coffee.
Correct. You know, basically after that, she didn't really like, she was kind of like nonplussed by the whole thing. And,
Now, where's this, just do what you did, let's go to the rooms where
Yeah.
you were talking.
Yeah.
Put the gun down.
yeah, basically we
Got
just
your
all
coffee.
settled down in here. You come this way.
Like that, we fit.
Come this way, and then we come on this front, and I'll have here on the stairs.
You run this chair here? Where was she again?
On the couch.
On this end, middle, laying down.
She was laying down with her head towards this end. I'm sitting here, the TV's on. She's doing her e-reader. You know, actually, I think at first I was sitting in that chair.
Right. And this table, or this one was here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I think I originally sat down in that chair.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, try to get
Yeah.
as much attack.
Yeah, I was in this chair. I could kind of like look over and see what she was doing. She had this tablet thing. She was like, just it looked like an ebook, I guess. It didn't look like a website or anything. It just looked like an ebook. And from here, we just kind of like, this probably, I don't know, we probably just sat here for, I don't know, it didn't seem like a terrible long time, but I was, I didn't have many chances to talk with Emily. A lot of the times when she came in, I was gone or, so on, so I was catching up with her. I was like, so, what about this, what about this new job you're doing? Are you actually having to sell your old place? And, she was telling me the whole story about how she's renting and so on and so forth, and she's keeping the old place and she moves back and forth every 6 months. And we're just kind of just talking about that, and we just moved on. Everything was just more relaxed. I'm just every once in a while talking to her, and every once in a while like just glancing back over at the TV while she reads, and we're the conversation is still going, but we're just it's Sunday morning. We're just I was still sipping coffee. She well, I guess. Well, what happened next is we heard the door
Let
open.
me ask one
Okay.
question. I just want to make sure I understand this. Emily was here when you walked in, right?
Correct.
No, you didn't have a talk out there with her. It was all in here, right?
No. I brought her in there. Brought her in there to show her the gun and everything. Then we came back in here. It was only for a brief time. And she came back in, lay down right back in the same spot. I come back in. And sitting here kind of just in that Sunday morning daze, we hear the door open. And neither one of us was the slightest bit alarmed. It's roughly time for Mom and Dad to be getting back from church. We're not sure exactly when they get back from church, because church is recently, I don't know how recent it has been, but the church that they go to had changed schedules from what I always remembered it was. They used to do a sermon and classes and communion and so on and so forth all in the same block, and then here recently they've adopted a program where they've split it up,
You're right.
and they do different time slots for different
But you heard the door open.
Door open. We're not thinking. I'm just thinking that's Mom walking in. And that's what both of us were thinking. Neither one of us was anything. We hear the footsteps meandering around in there.
When we get back from this first commercial break, we're going to find out what in the world they heard in the kitchen that wasn't their parents. We'll be right back.
We hear the footsteps meandering around in there. It was also non-important because it was roughly time for Mom and Dad to be home. And what
Let me
happened?
ask you this question, though.
Right.
If you're sitting there's the driveway. Wouldn't you see them go up the driveway?
Maybe it's just I was kind of. It didn't strike me at the time.
No car doors or nothing here, nothing like that.
No, it didn't strike me at the time. All right, so the next thing that happens is Vito.
Watch yourself.
Oh yeah.
Now, get the gun on the cabinet, like you had. Probably put one inside the magazine and the welder.
All right. this is what I said was probably one of the creepier images I remember, is that, I mean, like at the time, it was just a minor shock, like, Vito? But now it's just like creepy. It's like it haunts me. But he just kind of like, hey guys, what's up? And you know, Emily. I mean, I'm looking at him from your vantage
You're
point.
sitting here, all right?
Mhm. Hey guys, what's up? You know, and just, I mean, he didn't do that. I just did that. He didn't do that. But he just kind of leaned in. And
You say anything else?
yes, well, Emily said something next. Emily said, "What are you doing here?" And he said, "Where are your parents at?" "They're at church." "What are you doing here?" This was her talking. And at that time, I start to get up from the chair. I'm getting up from the chair. I'm going to walk over and escort Vito out and say, "Look, man, I don't know what you're thinking, what you're doing." But as soon as I got about halfway up from standing, you know, he was just like
Like
leaning.
this?
Yeah, he was just like leaning in. And I was about halfway up, and as soon as he saw me getting up, he rounded the corner
What did he say?
and said, "Let's not make this any more messy than we have to be." And I'm like,
What did you do?
deer in the headlights.
Like this?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I kind of slowly stood back up. I kind of slowly stood up. You know, it's like everything he said was just so cheesy. You know, it was just
Like what?
that's part like a Christopher Walken type calm movie bad guy. Cheesy, awkward.
Well, when you say something, just try to make it as close as you can to what you said. I know you can't remember it all, but try to get as close, please.
No.
Okay.
All right. I'm just standing there. Emily's just gone stiff as a board. Stiff as a board.
She's
laying
over there laying. Okay.
Stiff as a board. Eyes wide open. She's just. I mean, I was stunned beyond belief. I was just. I hate to say this, but I didn't know. I mean, I was just stuck. And just a million things started racing through my mind. And I was just stuck. And Emily's stiff as a board.
Now this coffee table, I don't know if this was
It's
here.
actually, yeah, here's the imprint of it.
I'll put it there.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, you're still standing here, right? Okay.
Yes. All right, I'm still standing there. And he's like, you know,
She's sitting here.
yeah, she's sitting there. She's stiff as a board, hasn't reacted to anything yet. And he turns his attention to her and says, "You know, I've been trying to talk to you. You know, where you been? How you been doing?" She didn't answer any of this. Did you want to talk to me? You know, and just casual. The whole time the gun was pointed on me. Some of this stuff I'm doing like just automatically, but some of this stuff was actually what he was doing. So how have you been? So much of what he said the entire time was just an erratic mix of small talk and cheesy stuff. And it's like, well, I wanted to come over and talk to you, and I thought this would be a good time, but I see that it isn't. But I don't see why we should waste such a beautiful day. You know, it's a lot of stuff he enunciated like that. You know, he was just he enunciated things a certain way, almost like a. He didn't do it all the time, but certain things he just enunciated a certain way. You know, like a sing song kind of. I guess that's a horrible way of doing it. And I'm just standing there. And by this time, my legs are just shaking. Nerves have really started to set in on me, and I'm across the room, and that's when he turns back. So what are you doing here? Do you think you were, do you think you weren't going to see me again?
When's the last time you'd seen him?
Thursday.
Where?
Thursday when I fired him.
Okay.
That was the last time that I saw
Before
him.
that, it was,
Before that, the last time that I saw him, before that, it could have been one of the random days before, either the day before that or 2 days before that,
Where?
at Ann's house.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
and you stayed there the whole time?
Where at
Ann's house.
no, I was only over there for a day here, a day there.
Okay. Was the wrapper on the thing when he came in, or was it off?
No, it was off.
Here, I'll take it off.
All right.
Just want to make
Does that matter?
Well, I just want to show that it's a brand new roll of duct tape from Dollar General. It's
Is there a drink?
just 40 yards, 1.88 inches by 40 yards. And it's original wrapper.
All right. Diet Coke's not normally my. All right.
Okay, you said all the things, and did you see anything else?
Said Vito, what do you want? What are you doing here? Vito, what do you want? What are you doing here? I just want to talk to your sister. I just want to talk to your sister for a little bit. You're not gonna cause me any trouble, are you? I'm like, no. Says, well, just make sure of that. Make sure of that. Now look. Just saying, I don't want any trouble. Don't want any trouble. So just, like making up gestures and, just like, I don't want any trouble. Now, do not move. Cannot stress this enough, how important this is. That if I feel threatened, I'm gonna react. Don't make me feel threatened, okay? Now, put your hands out.
With the palms in?
Mm-hmm. Now I just did this, and this took
Were your hands like this right here?
Yes, this actually took a very long time because he had gloves on, and he was sitting here fidgeting at this.
So you won't have any fingerprints at all in the tape, right? With his gloves on.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. But it took him forever. He sat here and fidgeted with this stuff forever, and he kept looking over at her, looking over at me, and this is part of what made this so torturous was how long this went on. But he finally, let's see, he finally got off a little bit. All right. He's like, all right, now you remember, my palm's getting sweaty, so I can't really hold
Just
it.
do it the way he did it, right in my hands,
All right.
about as many times
Yep.
as he did.
All right, now what I was doing was, I thought I was being a little bit smart, is I was kind of like holding my wrist out a little bit.
What, like that?
Yeah, kind of like that would be my natural posture.
Yeah.
And what my plan was to be like, so when he puts this on tight, it won't really be tight. That's part of what was going on in my head. But
Just correct me if I'm doing something wrong.
yeah, but you're doing fine. You're doing fine. That's but he always kept looking back over at Emily. He'd look at me, he'd look over at Emily, and he'd be like, he always had that gun at me.
I want to ask you something real quick.
Yes.
Your interview earlier, you'd mentioned that he used a finger to go around and around with it.
Right.
So-
Well, that was when he did Emily.
Okay. That wasn't you?
Well, that wasn't me. That was when he did Emily because he was having a lot more trouble with Emily. Emily was not.
But that seems like he would. That would be a lot harder with one finger, would it not?
I don't. Well, he was kind of like just The thing is when he.
Keep on going. Just finish up.
Okay, you're good.
Oh, yeah. That's a little bit harder. Anyway.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Messed it up. But anyway, basically he just went around several times with me. It was a nice, neat little thing, and he was done. All right.
Okay.
All right. He cut that off. Everything was so slow.
What did he cut it off with? What did he cut it off with?
He usually he either tore it or he did his teeth. With me, he said, "Hold tight."
Okay. What did you do next?
All right. And give that a try. Give that a try. And I.
You said, "Is
Yeah.
this good enough or something like?"
Yeah, good enough. Give it a try. Is that good enough? And basically what I did is I kind of just like mimed. Oh yeah, that's
it's
that's
good
real
enough.
rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Then what do you do?
okay, sit back down. You good? Just a second. This is the worst part. This is the worst part.
Watch yourself right there.
Yeah.
Emily, until this point, had kind of just been stiff as a board. She had just laid there, and it was just, we were both stunned, but sitting down. And see, that wasn't so bad, was it? Wasn't so bad.
She's still here, just nervous as hell, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
She's not taped up.
she wasn't really nervous.
Okay.
She wasn't really nervous just yet.
All right.
She wasn't really nervous just yet. She was just stiff.
Alright.
She got nervous next. Alright, he backed back up. So that wasn't so bad. Now, are you ready to talk to me? What do you want to talk about? Now, that's not a very nice tone. That's not a very conversational tone. And she said, well, what the fuck do you want? And he's like, now look, we can't be nice, we can't be civil. Everything he said was like so calm to her. We can't be nice, we can't be civil. We'll have to, you had to, of course. Alright. We're just gonna have to do this a different way. You wanna come in here and talk, or do you wanna stay in here and talk? Do you like to talk in that room, or do you wanna stay on the couch? What do you wanna do?
So what you say?
Nothing. Basically nothing. This was so much of him rambling, and I'm trying to remember every little thing that he said, but this was so much of him rambling. And he's like, so come here. I guess if you remind me, her.
Yeah. Go ahead. Take your tape off.
Well, that's the
Well-
question. You're focused on there. Well, the tape comes off if it's like that.
Oh, well, I didn't like tape you tight or
I
anything.
told you to tape it the way it's supposed to.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same amount.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Put the gun in your hand. Because right now you can take it, you got the gun right there.
Yeah. Let him keep it on.
Right. Alright. Alright. I'm in.
You actually seen his thing, right?
Yes. Yeah, I saw your tape.
All right, let's see. Let's go back to miming the thing. All right. All right. I'm like I'm about to drop the gun in a minute. All right. All right.
Ain't nothing to be nervous about, man. You're the victim here.
It just, I don't know. All right. You know.
Well, come on.
All right.
Don't be nervous. Do it like you did it to you.
Oh. Blurred in look. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. Oops. All right, hold still.
All right. I'll go back down here.
You good?
Yep.
All right. Now, all right, so if you're momming her, if you're momming her, you're starting out laying down.
I'm just gonna see there's too much stuff up here. Go ahead.
Right.
You can take it up like I'm not need to take my face up, but
All right.
take my hands up.
All right. This is where it gets really hard because Emily did not react so well.
Right.
She didn't stay so calm.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do you need?
Did she fight him?
Just hang it up.
Did she fight him?
It's all right.
Emily didn't fight, but she
She didn't
resisted.
fight. So like
She resisted. She very firmly and persistently.
Okay. Did
resisted.
she scratch him at all? Anything like that? But will his DNA be under her fingernails?
I don't
If
know.
you scratch, your fingernails will have DNA anyway.
I don't know.
Nothing like that.
She was constantly, she was constantly squirming. She was constantly. It was hard to watch because
but you didn't- but- Okay.
she was upset and. Sorry.
That's all right.
When we get back from this second commercial break, we'll find out what Vito did to subdue Emily as well. We'll be back in just a moment.
There you go. Now this was done with one finger. Is that right? This was wound with one finger, or were you done with one finger?
Well, with me, he was just basically fumbling. He was looking back at her. He was,
Oh, because the interview. I mean, you said he.
Yeah.
You told me in ambulance that
yeah.
put on there just mainly just rounded with a finger like that to get it on there.
Well, right. Well, that's when he was. Well, see, that's kind of when he was having more trouble with Emily.
Okay, so show me how that was.
Okay. All right. Just.
How was she taped?
Well, she was taped at the mouth,
Yeah,
and she
well,
was
not
taped at
there.
the
How
wrist.
was she taped at the wrist?
Okay, at the wrist.
Mhm.
All right. Basically, we started out with her about the same way, and he wasn't like, he wasn't like as careful with her. He
Alright.
was doing it more quickly.
All right.
I guess because he figured, at first,
Mhm.
But his attention's all focused on you. I mean, not on her, right? That's just it. All you gotta do is twist your hands and it comes out. Because you're sweating.
I sure didn't do that though.
Yeah. Well, keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
All
Let's
right.
see.
All right. All right. All right, so he's going around. He did her like a basic, he kind of got a little sloppy with her,
Okay.
and she did what you were doing. she actually wormed her way out.
What did he pair it with?
He either ripped it, or there was some of the times he did it, he like went wide and went with his teeth.
So that his DNA will be on it that way because
Yes.
he had
Yes.
gloves on.
Yes, he did do that.
So
sometimes.
fingerprints will be there, but there will be fibers from his gloves under it. You think? I mean, there would have to be.
Oh yeah, there'd have to be.
And there will be his DNA on the
Right.
from the saliva.
He did a couple of times.
Okay.
Do it like this.
Okay.
But to be honest, y'all are confusing me a little bit because we're jumping back and forth to one thing to another.
Keep going.
I'm sorry. You're good.
And
we won't interrupt you again.
okay, but basically he did a real quick wrap on her. You know, just real quick. And his first wrap on her, he didn't take real super seriously. I guess he was just figuring that she would, you know, not require as much taping or something. But his first initial wrap, you know, he went on for a while. But you know, once he tore it, you know, I'll do it the way he did it one time. She kind of stood there docile for a little bit for the first time, but as soon as he had it done, that's when she started doing what he had done. You know, and my thought process was no, don't do that. You know, I mean, because she was doing exactly
Let's go
that.
here.
Yeah, except it's probably gonna be
Okay.
it's probably gonna be worse on you with the hair.
I'm sorry.
I don't
Go ahead.
Ryan, I wanna, what did he do first? What did he take first on her?
First he did the hands, and then, but see the thing is she wormed out of that.
Mm-hmm.
She got out of that, and you know from there, yeah, basically she just stood there like that. And he let her for a while because he didn't really think she was going to be able to do it, and he sat there and he let her for a while.
Okay.
All right.
What happened to that tape though?
That tape got discarded. He kind of just like threw that over. It was still stuck to her hand. Said, "Here, let me get that for you." Everything to her was just so absurdly romantic, in a way.
How so?
How so? It was never when he talked to her. It was all. It was all just so sweet and tender and calm. And it's like, you know, he said he didn't really want to hurt her. He said he didn't really want to, he didn't really want anything to be bad. And Emily was, this is, what makes this hard is that she did that. She started to resist, and she got her bonds free, and he's like, I'm just gonna have to do it again.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting over here thinking like, just let him play this out, let him make a mistake. And Emily was not having much of it. And what makes this hard is that at a certain point he got physical with her.
What did he do?
Facebook stuff. At a certain point, he got physical with her. He was. Emily was getting, as Emily got more and more agitated. Like I say, he let her kind of do that for a little bit, and then she got. And then she kept accelerating. She kept accelerating. And all right, so he's got the gun and the tape, and Emily's starting to act like she doesn't have a gun on her.
Okay. Does she get out of the next set of tape that he puts on her?
No. I don't think. No, she didn't get out of the next set of tape
All right.
because the next set of tape was kind of continuous.
All right.
It was just continuous. It was all right. You're standing up.
Well, there ain't no sense in going through the whole rest of the
Right.
tape part. But
Well, you're standing up, but the next thing was, in addition to kind of physically resisting,
she just pushing away.
well, she
what?
started to get sharp with him. She started to say things to him that I was so afraid was gonna.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, somebody's holding a gun to you. I think the last thing that you want them to be is angry with you, and you certainly don't want to say anything like demeaning or what. But she tore into him. She was like, "What, do you think I like you? Did you think you could just come over here and talk to me? What are you doing? What are you doing with a gun? What are you doing?
Was she talking about you? Did she talk about you at all?
Emily talked about me?
Yeah, about you being taped up.
No, she
You didn't mention you.
during that whole time, she was just kind of like laying there stiff as a board. Just stiff as a board. Didn't move, didn't sit up, didn't do anything.
All right.
All right. So Emily started to say these things, and my mind's really starting to race. Like, Emily, and I actually at one point said, Emily, calm down, calm down. And he looked back, he looked back over at me, says, I didn't ask you to jump into this. It was almost kind of like a little bit of a threatening overtone, like he was annoyed that I was making myself a part of it. I didn't ask you, I didn't ask you to be a part of this. And he comes back to her, it's like, you know what? Let's just move everything over here. And he grabs her, and she's, no,
Her hands taped now, right?
No, she wormed out. Remember, she wormed out of the first set. All right.
And this is where he goes, and is her face? When does he tape her face?
That's what's coming up. That's what.
All right.
That's what is the hardest.
All right.
And that's what is
So
the hardest.
that's
thing.
fine. Just tell us what happened.
Okay. This is where he got physical with her.
Okay.
This is where he got physical with her. Matter of fact, do you mind if I take one smoke break right now?
Let's get through this here part.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. You're standing up.
Here, this is just protocol.
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
Let me hold my gun. Hold this.
Yeah.
It's protocol.
All right. You're standing up. First, he just kind of grabs her wrist.
All right.
And she's, no.
All right.
He's like, now listen. He's always reasoning with her, always, like I say, that kind of like romantic, loving undertone. He's like, look, there's only a couple ways we can do this, and I want you to be as comfortable as possible. You understand? Fuck you.
I got you.
Yeah. He's like, I really don't think you're understanding me. Fuck you. It's like, if you don't have anything nice to say, you probably shouldn't say anything at all. And I'm, Emily, please calm down. He's like, I don't want to have to tell you again. Please, let's just talk reasonably. Like, no. And that's when the little bit of an altercation happened.
Okay.
He did grab her wrist. She tried to pull away again, but he held on this time.
Okay.
He held on, and he pulled her into it, put her down, and he did this, and they struggled like this for a little bit.
Okay.
All right?
What'd she do?
She was just trying to, she was basically just trying
Squirming?
to squirm away. She
Okay.
never actually she never actually threw any blows or anything, but he was trying to control her wrist, and she was backing away, and he was trying to
He's
chase
doing
her.
in circles?
Yep, and he,
Okay.
all right, and he did this, and tied her up like that. He's like, baby, calm down now, calm down. Everybody calm down. Looked at me. He's like, look, and she's still squirming. I mean, she's going off, and I'm like, God. All right, did that. Like, can't we talk? Fuck you. Like, look, baby, if we can't talk, we're just gonna have to do this a different way. He take her and he just threw her down. He kind of
Okay.
halfway tripped her.
All right. Where did she go? Right here?
She goes right here.
In here. In this
Mhm.
room. Okay.
Mhm. She goes right here. He gets her down. She goes down, and he just kind of like straddles her.
All right.
And he's looking back over at me. It's like, He's like, you know I still got the gun, right? You know I still got the gun, right? And he pulled her and he's like, now, be careful. And he's like, Emily's like kicking around and everything, squirming. I mean, not actually like fighting, but she's really resisting, trying to get out. And she's squirming and she kind of works herself where she's kind of like wedged inside of this doorway and he's just straddling, riding. This is one of those times where I just wonder if I had run over. And I didn't. I was over there saying, Emily, calm down. He looked back up at me one last time and said, I will not tell you again. I will not tell you again.
What did you do to make him say that?
I was trying to tell Emily, calm down, calm down.
Oh, he was telling you to quit saying that, basically?
Yes, he didn't want me in the conversation.
Okay.
So every time I said anything was, done. Now this is where I've questioned everything, because if I keep thinking that if I had run over it this particular time, maybe, because this is where he set the gun down. He had her straddled, he had her pinned, he had her arms inside of his legs. And she, whenever she said anything, it was an expletive, it was, So, next we go around the mouth. It's like, now this can come off whenever you're ready, and after, he just.
What are her hands doing? Because she's not taped in the hand.
No, her hands are pinned. She's got her arms down like this with him on top of her.
Okay.
And she's just, like this, and she's starting to get tape around her mouth, and she started screaming, shrieking. And he's saying, baby, it's all right. Baby, it's all right. This won't be very long. This won't be very long at all. And this can come off whenever you want, whenever you're ready. And
Keep going. Sir Parker. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
and she's just always squirming, always squirming.
Yeah.
And, all right. So he gets her down, and she's squirming, and she kind of like goes up on her side, and he kind of lets her, still straddling her, and he comes down, he kind of like maneuvers her. She kind of squirmed up on her side, but then he kind of forces her back down, now onto her back, and that's where he started to work on her hands again. And he was holding her hands. He just had her pinned over here, and the whole time the gun's sitting here, and he. All right. He was, holding her wrist, and this was not easy for him. She was squirming, and he was holding her wrist. He tried several different things, and he could never really get it started good.
Mm-hmm. Is the gun on the floor?
Yes, the gun's on the floor right here.
Okay.
All right. He could never really get it started good, but once he finally did, he started, You know, he kind of just, he went through several different positions to try and get, you know, try and use his legs to pin her elbows in. I mean, he, you know, kind of came down. There was a couple times that he just stopped trying and talked to her some more, and then he went back to it. And you know, he eventually got, you know, even while he was doing this, while she's, you know, laying there like this and doing as much of that as she can and kicking her feet, she's, you know, he just stopped every once in a while and just talked to her.
What would you say?
Same stuff over and over again. This doesn't have to last long. You know, if you don't worry, this will be over in a minute. You know, I'm actually a pretty nice guy when you get to know me. What was so absurd about it was the casual conversation parts of it, you know? That's what was really disconcerting. He just slipped those in. He just slipped those in, and it was like, it was erratic. It was, you know, sometimes he was only ever really annoyed or angry with me. Everything towards her was just sweet and romantic style, you know, hush little baby. And right. So he starts doing that, and at a certain point he gets that pretty much wrapped up, but he keeps on going. Once he gets her wrist taped again, he just keeps on going. He's like, now if I let you up, are you gonna cause me any trouble? Are you gonna cause me any trouble? And he goes and he like nudges her, you know, he nudges the face stuff up, and he's like, you know, that's another thing he did that was really weird. He just kept adjusting her mouthpiece. Like he'd be like, you know, he'd pull it down off of her nose and be like, there, can you breathe? Can you breathe? You know, and then when he asked her something, he'd pull it up this way, and you know, she was fuck you, fuck you.
You still wearing gloves at that time?
Yes. He did this a couple of times to get it off of her nose.
All right.
He did it up this way a couple of times for her to talk, so he physically manipulated the tape in that area. All right. Once he had that, he's like, okay, let's try getting up now. And he got up and he helped her up, and she started to like turn and go, and he, you know, just, you know, at that point in time, he just hooked her arm and brought him back over to him, and, you know, got her in another hug, and just like, no, we're gonna stay right here. We're gonna stay right here. And he got her into another hug, then he, you know, she kept trying to go. He's like, okay, here we go again, and we went back down to the ground. And he, you know, he still had the gun. This time he was just holding it right here, but he would always look back at me. Once he, you know, he just, and then he, you know, he talked to her again. He talked to her, now calm down. And then he switched his stance this time. Said, we're gonna have to do the feet, okay? Because I can't have you running off on me. We just got here. I can't have you leaving already. And turned around towards me, brought her feet up. He tried to pull her, you know, this was all a wrestling match. This was all a wrestling match, but, you know, he'd pull one ankle up and try and hold it, then he'd pull the other ankle up and try to hold it, and then he'd try and fidget with the tape, and all of this took monstrously long time. The whole time, you know, he had those gloves on. Almost every time he manipulated with the tape, you know, he always fumbled to start it. He always, like, you know, it was hard for him. But, you know, he'd look back every once in a while and he'd say another little something. It's like, it was all the same type of stuff over and over again, but he'd mix it, conversation and sweet little nothings. And tied her up, or not tied her up, taped her up, but he got it around her feet, and after that, everything kind of sedated. Except, I mean, Emily was still, after Emily was fully taped, she was still like squirming around. She was still kind of moving, and the way he finally got Emily to calm down is another thing that's really disconcerting about this is she's laying there on the floor like that. He's, you know, on top of her one way or another. When he was all done, you know, he just kind of like held his hand on her. You know, he always had her under some sort of control. He always had the gun in his hand, except for one time that he laid it down there, and then, you know, he just kind of like saddled up to her, you know, on the ground and said, "Now see, it's all over. It's not so bad. Why are you still struggling? Why? There's no reason to. We're just here. We're just finally getting to talk. You've been wanting to talk to me for a long time. Now's your chance. You can ask me anything. Ask me anything." And, you know, I mean, he was resting his hand on her back, kind of saddled up to her. You know, ask me anything. Just go ahead. What would you like to know? Do you like TV? Do you like reality TV? Do you watch any of those shows? And, you know, and Emily was still going. Emily was still squirming at that point and not saying anything. And he said, "You know, it's hard to hear you from the sound of your dog barking downstairs. It's hard to hear you. Maybe I should go take care of that." And she just froze. It's like, oh, maybe I won't have to. But, you know, if you give me any more trouble, if the dog's making too much noise, it's going to stress me out.
How do you know it's her dog?
Dog, I don't know.
Okay.
But she froze. From there on, it was just torturous waiting.
How long do you think?
I think my best estimate back at the thing, back when I was probably able to make the best guess on it, was about 20, 30 minutes, something like that. I mean, it seemed longer. This whole thing seemed like it stretched out forever. I mean, we're rushing through so much of it right now, but there's certain elements like tearing of the tape and getting the tape started that just took a long time, and all the little small talk he did just seemed to draw out so much of the time, and there was so much of it. He almost never took a breath without saying something. You know, he was just, it was an ongoing thing, and that's another reason it's real hard for me to remember every little specific thing that he said. It was just so much of it. But he laid down with her like that. He tried, you know, he said basically those things that I just said, and then he switched his attention to the dog, and Emily froze. And he's like, "Okay, now we can have a conversation." And he went on with more of it. You know, it was just, you know, I bet if we had met under different circumstances, I bet you'd really like me. You know, laying there like that. You know, I'm originally from Louisville. Have you ever been to Louisville? Have you seen Louisville? That's where all my friends are. I bet my friends would really like you. Matter of fact, if they met you, they'd probably say that you're my best girlfriend ever. You know, just, one sec. More drink. I'm actually surprised I'm doing alright. A lot of this time, he was sitting here with her, in this spot, laying with her. Sometimes he would sit up, then he would lay back down. He got her back over onto her back, and Emily, after basically everything after the dogs were brought up, she just laid there. From there on, she didn't even really cuss at him anymore. She didn't cuss at him anymore. She didn't say anything. She just laid there and trying to think of any other pertinent details, but she just laid there and listened to everything that he had to say. This seems to have, and like I said, I think this seems to have gone about 20 to 30 minutes. All right, what happened next was that, he's sitting here, laying here, and that's when the SUV pulls up. Big red SUV.
You see it coming up the driveway?
Mm-hmm. You can see right here, and then he saw it and he just kind of perked up, and this was one of the few times that he actually like shut up and didn't say anything. He kind of just perked up. Who's home? Who's that? Is that mom and dad? Is that mom and dad? And then he just, after that, he didn't say anything else. He just kind of like, well, he did, but not for a little while. He just kind of looked. I would assume that he saw the SUV pulling on around. But he got up. Emily's still just laying there, not moving. Looks over at me, looks at her, looks out the window. I should have the gun in my hand. He did get down, get the tape. He was like, when he had the tape in his hand, he had picked it back up. He gets over, he's like looking. For the longest time, it's just, mom and dad had were making the drive around, just looking, just looked confused. And he's fuck, and he ran out.
Okay. What are you doing?
At this point, alright, he ran out. You want me to be me or you want
Okay,
me to
be you now.
Okay. Alright, fuck.
He runs out.
Yep, he runs out. And I'm like,
And you hear, and he goes outside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Emily sees me. Yeah, he's gone. I mean, you can stay in here. I mean, if you want to see what I was doing.
Yeah.
But he ran out.
Okay.
Heard the door open and shut and everything, but I didn't follow him. I came over here to Emily.
Okay, he's outside. What do you hear happen next? What happened?
All right. I come over here to Emily. I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? And that's when I kind of hear, that's when we hear a gunshot. And we both kind of just freeze. We just, she was kind of had a relief in her eye. And I was definitely relieved. And I'm like, I just gotten over here. I just started, are you okay? Are you okay? And then we hear the gunshot and we both just kind of freeze.
How long was the gunshot after you went outside?
It was not long at all. A few seconds to several seconds. It wasn't like door, boom, but it was like out the door. I had enough time just to say a couple words to her. If I had to make a good guess, I'd have to say 5 to 8 seconds. Does that sound right? Say a couple of words, and it wasn't long, but it was about 5 to 8 seconds. So, and we just kind of freeze. and we're just kind of like, just, again, deer in the headlights. But I kind of like flooded with a little bit of relief at that point, where I'm like, and I didn't like say this, but I'm thinking, you know, he fired off a warning shot. He fired off a warning shot because he's running away. He wanted to scare people running away. So, he wanted to do that, and I get up and I come over here, and I'm like, I look back down at Emily, and I'm just like, you know, wait just a second, and I come in here, and I make it right about here,
Okay.
when I hear the other gunshot go off down there. And I distinctly heard it from that direction. Very distinctly. And I refroze. I froze right here. I was just stuck in this position, just trying to make sense of what I just heard. You know, because I thought he was firing a warning shot to get away, and I was coming out here to check it out. And then I heard that once I got right about here. And this one took me a little bit longer. But I was just sitting there thinking, and I'm like, all right, so you're outside. This is the next thing that happens. You're going to come in from the outside.
You went from that direction to there, straight
Correct.
to there.
Correct, right here. All right. He runs back inside with the gun. He's looking at me, but he runs right past me. And he
You step off to the
Yep.
side?
Yeah, I step off to the side. He runs right in there. I follow him in. And I'm thinking, and now at this point, I thought, because of all this crazy Casanova stuff,
Okay.
I thought he was about to either say goodbye or try and pick her up and take her with him. And I was like, you know, I was starting to close in on him. Now this is really difficult to mime because it happened so fast. There was no point in time where he was just standing there with her. In a very short amount of time, if we can just slow motion it, you run right past me and I'm already starting to follow you. And that thought is going through my head, and you just ran right in here, and she had crawled around the thing, and he just reached in there and without a word,
Face up, face down.
face down, without a word.
How many times did he shoot?
I don't know.
Okay. Boom. It just
Yeah.
happened. And you're still over there.
All right.
Or where are you at?
No. I'm right about here.
You're about there.
I'm right here. I saw him lean down. Yeah. And at that point, that kind of just blew my mind as well. Because I really thought that he was about to like try and pick her up. I was, you know, and that threw me off. He didn't even say a word. After all that chattiness, he never said a word. He just ran in. Boom. And I was about right here. And I backed up. I kind of stood back up. He started coming at me just almost the same way. He didn't sprint at me like he was sprinting across the room, but he was making very confident steps. And he held the gun high. And I'm like, you know, I didn't say anything. Nothing was said. He held there. I stuck right here. He was making very confident steps towards me. And that's what he was, well, actually, you're getting a little bit ahead of me. Oops, sorry. I'm sorry, that's the weak spot, but that's kind of where he was.
Okay.
That's kind of where he was. And he, you know, holding up high. And I'm like, I'm thinking, do I run? Do I jump at him? And about, you know, that time he looked and I don't remember if it clicked. I don't remember if it clicked or not, but the gun was back. The gun was back. He was out of bullets. The gun was back. He was out of bullets.
Okay.
I'm still kind of like cycling backwards, and I noticed it and he noticed it at the same time. Case was sitting right there on the table.
Okay.
All right. He went right over to the case. He went right over to the case, dropped the magazine out, set it down. Yep, set it down. And I mean, I hate to say this, but I mean, I was just like, you know, that would have also been a perfect time to jump in, but I just wasn't thinking yet. But he grabs the other magazine, slaps it home. All right, actually, he did it more like, go ahead and take it back out.
Still in the rear?
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, he did it more like this. And that's when I decided to jump on him. I was like, you know, just,
Okay, go ahead.
basically,
You're not
I don't want to knock you down, but I mean, I hit him pretty hard. And, you know, here, let's see.
Okay.
I mean, be prepared for me. Get yourself a little bit of a brace.
Okay. So you're looking safe. You're a loaded firearm.
Mhm.
Drop
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the holster.
Yeah.
All right. So he's just
Lift
now,
it
yeah,
in.
that's kind of important because that's how I was able to grip it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Got him? Got it? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. You got it.
Okay. You got it? You
Yeah.
all right? Now, did that?
Well, what do you do?
Did he already have that released, or? Because when I grabbed it, I was just going for kind of like the top of the hand. This.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't do any of this sliding thing.
Okay.
So-
then it slid. It went forward. I put it in and it
Yep.
slammed forward.
Yep.
Okay.
And I jumped in. I didn't get a good thing at first, but he was wearing gloves. That's another thing to remember. He was wearing gloves.
Okay.
It wasn't stiff hand. And I mean, I just really rammed him home. I mean,
Okay.
I really did that. And the thing that I did is he didn't have both hands gripping it like that. He had just slapped that home,
Yeah.
and I had pulled it up, and his other hand didn't go with it. But he used that hand to kind of like he tried to sandwich in, but then I just kind of elbowed him a little bit and did this. And I pressed out, and then wait, there we go. All right, that. And he still had me. Yeah, he still had me, not like really well, but I mean, I just did that really hard. I did that, and I just kind of shook him. He pushed me over here. We went up against, shouldn't do that.
Okay.
Went up against that, but as soon as I hit that, I was free, and I came around.
Okay. And fired, right?
Mm-hmm. Didn't even, that all happened so fast. It was just like, but basically it was you know, he had just slapped that home. I caught him, and boom, boom, push, just a little bit of a struggle. He pushed off me
And fired.
very quickly.
And how close was the barrel?
Probably right about here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you ran into that.
Yes. And I guess that's where the 410 shotgun came down. This is where the 410 rested. I remember you said you had a question about that. That it was kept up here all the time, across that rack. But
Okay, when you explain it to me, I thought it was that one there because you said it was up behind like cornice where you couldn't see it.
well, I don't know what you call this piece of furniture.
Baker's rack.
Baker's rack. But,
Okay,
but
so
no.
Vito's laying right here.
Mhm.
What do you do next?
All right. I've just shot him. And as soon as I shot, I turned around, I shot, boom, and I was like already making steps away. And I stopped myself kind of like right here. And I just kind of thought I better check to see. And I went back over and I looked at him, and a big blood thing came out of his mouth. And it's like, I was like, so then I walked over here. I looked at Emily kind of around the corner. I didn't even really go into the room, but I just kind of looked at her, and I ran outside. Kind of like jogged.
You sure you didn't do something else before that? Or?
I'm pretty sure I didn't. I was kind of.
So you shoot him, look at him, and ran
Yeah.
out?
Yeah, that was kind of it. I mean, I was just kind of like, I looked at him because I wanted to make for sure that he was down. You know, it's like I just shot him, but
Where's your mother at this time?
mother at this time is downstairs in the basement.
Okay.
All right.
Did you go see if she was down there?
Yes, I went and saw. That's what I ran out to do. I went out to check on everybody.
Out the base, outside?
Mhm.
And then what do you do next?
All right, I just kind of jogged out.
Thank you.
I saw where Mom was, and I saw blood coming out.
Okay.
And I just, from this point, I ran right back up those stairs. I ran right back up the stairs.
Okay.
Lisa lives at that house right over there.
Why didn't you show that house first?
I don't really know them.
Here, I want to ask one more thing. I'm a little bit confused.
And I
You
knew-
told me a little bit different before.
Okay.
I don't
Go ahead.
care if you smoke.
All right.
Now, we're in the kitchen over there by the wall because I was afraid of falling through the floor. To be honest with you.
All right.
Vito had the gun like this.
Yeah.
Slides back.
Uh-huh.
It's going like this.
Uh-huh.
And it went forward.
Uh-huh.
Now,
The movement.
yeah,
of
yeah,
it?
do what you need to do.
All right. I had.
We're on solid ground. I don't
Yeah.
want to do this where it's solid.
All right. All right. Here's my foot there. It was just timing. And I just jumped around and I kind of just like that,
Yeah,
you know. He had gloves on.
yeah. Well,
So basically, it's kind of a
yeah.
like that.
Well, the thing is, for you to grab, your hands are together, though.
Well, you want me to do it with tape on?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
Alright.
check.
It was not as hard as I thought it was going to be.
No, we don't have to go back.
I thought I was going to be breaking up the whole time. Might have a little bit of adrenaline coming back.
We're not going to put full.
Well,
Just for enough to me to understand how you got the gun at work.
okay. The hardest thing to watch in the part with the sister, where she was struggling and I was trying to get her to calm down.
Just a couple, just to get this hand to Okay,
All right.
put the first magazine down. I'm out.
Right.
Pick up the next magazine. I
Yep.
put it in.
And I'm watching all this. I'm watching all this
no,
in
that's before.
microseconds. Yeah.
Okay. Go
And I
ahead.
had my foot braced against that doorway in there, and I just
Okay.
came across. He had gloves on, so
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
it wasn't a straight thing at first, but I kind of put my finger around here, did that, twisted it, got my finger wedged in there,
Okay.
got it away from me. But remember,
Go ahead.
well, he didn't have two hands.
Oh, now just one hand?
Yeah, one hand, one hand wearing gloves.
What's this hand doing?
That hand was starting to grab me. I had pretty much just forced. You might want to move your glasses.
There, she, $4 glasses. So,
I mean, do you actually want me to like just bomb into you and?
You don't have to take him down.
don't paralyze.
Well, I kind of didn't have too much mercy on him. You know, it's.
Just go by it.
Alright, so I'm sitting here watching. He gets that thing put in.
It's put in.
Now,
Slide went forward.
that slide went forward and dropped pump. I mean, well, that was a bad one. Because basically, the main thing I did was put my shoulder down into it, like that. Yeah. Then his hand comes around. I'm like this. I'm twisting, and well, he couldn't do a whole lot because he had no grip.
You kind of have a panic.
Yeah, this is a lot harder with you than it was with him. But twist. All right. I mean, but there was more to it than that. It wasn't a smooth motion like what I just did. Because he still had. Once I got it away from him.
Yeah.
Once I got the gun away from him, there you go. I mean, we're still locked up like this, and he has started to grab me with that hand. So you haven't got me grabbed, but well. All right, there we go.
Well, all I gotta do is hold it like this,
I know exactly.
and you push them back.
Did he look pretty confident with the gun?
No,
No.
I mean he kind of was, in a way, but he was kind of he was working really fast, but
I'm talking about the entire time. The entire time during the entire.
he never let it go except for that one time. But no, he looked casual. He looked casual the whole time because he was casual with Emily. Like even when he was holding it on, he never really had like a look of anger. Especially not at her. I mean, the only thing he really had was irritation and pain. Has he never shot you? I don't know. But
You don't know if he's ever shot a gun?
no. Like I say, I mean, I've only known him for such a short time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. But yeah. Yeah. And see, and here's another thing actually. Leave that on for just a second. You know, it's like that's actually a lot tighter on me than it is on. I've got small wrists and big hands. Never really thought about that before, but I didn't even think about trying to get it off while I go over the leases. Ah, sorry, dude. Ah, yeah. Oh, you're right. Ah.
You want to stop the tape or go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead and stop.
So they would stop the tape here in episode 1. But in episode 2, the detectives wouldn't take these ridiculous answers very well. They would push back.
The weak-minded pawns that you've got that follow you and listen to your bullshit and believe it, I'm not one of them.
So later in the day, the police would ask Ryan to join them down at the station to discuss his odd behavior and inconsistencies with his statements during the walkthrough. They would push him on every detail, and they will expose some dark secrets that you probably won't see coming. And we'll have this part 2 on Monday morning for the public. But for the best members community on YouTube, I'll see you Sunday afternoon. Thank you so much for hunkering down and grinding through the context of this case. If you enjoyed the walkthrough, put "ready for more" down below. Enjoy the new drop by the crime scene on Sunday, and I'll catch you kind folks again soon, right back here on They Caught Me. Till next time.